Australia continued to grind the West Indies in their own backyard. South Africa scripted a historic win versus New Zealand in the first ODI, and India announced their squad for the 5-match T20I series versus South Africa, their last assignment before the T20 World Cup. Let's start off in the Caribbean islands. The Australian side secured the ODI series versus West Indies with a 90-run victory in the second ODI at the Warner Park. This was after winning the first encounter by 103 runs, the women's fifth such victory with a 100-plus run margin in as many ODIs while batting first against the West Indies. The scary part for the rest of the world isn't just the fact that Australia is winning. It's the manner of their wins. If it was by having 6 different batters score in excess of 40 to help them post 341 in the first game, and that was without Mooney and T-Mac in the 11, the second match saw them flex their batting depth by putting up 269 on the board after being 82 for 4. And they were happily aided by the fielders too, with as many as 5 catches being dropped across both innings. Georgia Warham has made the most of a purple patch with scores of 42 and 39 while batting, and bowling figures of 1 for 39 and 3 for 29 in 10 overs apiece with the ball in hand. The surfaces for the ODIs have been a lot more batter friendly, but the Windies batters have hardly seemed in any kind of form. Barring Stephanie Taylor's unbeaten 105 in the first match, thanks to which the record for the oldest and youngest West Indian women's centurion is now in her name, no one managed to score a 50 either. The same old problem of not rotating strike persisted, with West Indies scoring only 86 non-boundary runs of the 254 balls they faced in the second match. This is really something they need to keep working on, and maybe someone like a Rialiana Grimmond could be a name they look at to bring in the middle order to help them plug this gap. For Australia, the one player they will be watching with a keen eye is Alana King. The leggy has conceded at over 6 runs per over in the 19 overs she's bowled so far and picked up just the 1 wicket. This is when West Indies have been scoring at less than 4 runs per over. On top of that, she's dropped 3 catches in the field too. Of course, we all know the class of King too well to expect her to be dropped or something, but it won't be beyond Australia to give her a break at least and bring someone else instead. Next up, South Africa pulled off a heist in Auckland as they defeated the White Ferns by 2 wickets thanks to yet another Kela Renaka masterclass. With 6 runs needed of the last ball on debut, the 20-year-old managed to taunt the experienced Susie Bates past the long on fence to become the first ever female cricketer to score 6 required runs of the last ball in an ODI run chase. As Hypercause mentioned in their blog, there has been only one previous recorded instance of a woman hitting a 6 of the last ball to win an ODI chase when Sri Lanka's Dilani Manodhara did it against England at the 2013 ODI World Cup. But only 1 run was required to win the match on that occasion. South Africa needed 6 of the last 3 balls before Renaka hit the next 2 deliveries towards deep mid-wicket and deep square leg respectively. As if the act of hitting a 6 of the last ball to win your side the game wasn't admirable enough, the fact that she had the presence of mind and the belief in her ability to hit a 6 when needed was astonishing to watch for a youngster. Funnily enough, there hadn't been any 6s hit in the other 99 overs of the game until Renaka cleared the ropes twice in the last over of the second innings. Opting to field first, the visitors had New Zealand down at 215 for 6 in the 45th over, with their last recognised batting pair in the middle and an inexperienced Flora Devonshire waiting in the wings. Thanks to some lusty blows from Jessica and the tail, they managed to give South Africa a healthy target of 269. For South Africa, Ayabonga Khaka scripted history as she became only the second female pacer to register a 6 for, which included each of the last 5 wickets to fall. In reply, South Africa got off to a rocky start, losing both their openers in the power play itself. Anneli Dirksen seemed to have taken to the new number 3 role like a duck to water, scoring a composed 73 and stitching together a fantastic 123-run partnership with Sunil Lees and getting her side to a commanding position. Lees herself has seen a resurgence in her batting form, scoring 864 runs while averaging nearly 45 and tracking at 87 since 2025. In the preceding 5 calendar years, she had scored 1,190 runs at an average of 27 and a strike rate of 67. With 2 more ODIs to go and some championship points at stake, New Zealand will be looking to come back hard at the Proteas in Wellington. Lastly, India announced their 15-woman squad for the 5 T20I series versus South Africa. The Indians will once again tour South Africa later this year for 3 ODIs and a one-off test too. From the 16 players that won against Australia in January, there were 3 inclusions in Anushka Sharma, Kashvi Gautam and Uma Chetri. The 3 have come in place of Amanjot Kaur, Gunelan Kamalini, Sneh Rana and Vaishnavi Sharma. Anushka Sharma's inclusion came as a pleasant surprise to me because the Indian top order seems fairly packed currently. However, if this is a sign that the Indian think tank is considering to bring back Jemmy at number 5, I'm all for it. Anushka, Harman, Jemmy and Richa from number 3 to number 6 would lend a lot of muscle to that batting lineup. Add to that, Anushka's handy off spinners and athletic fielding make her the complete package too. Assuming no injury concerns, I was also a tad bit surprised to see Amanjot Kaur miss out after what she did last year. But one could also understand where the selectors were coming from, given her lackluster form in the WPL and the T20Is in Australia. And it's not helped her case that Kashfi performed more than ably with the bat and ball, and India would prefer a bowling all-rounder at number 7 rather than a batting all-rounder in Amanjot. The biggest shocker for me though was Kamalini being axed after not even featuring in the previous term, and the management going back to Uma Chhetri. While Chhetri might be the better keeper and arguably the best in the country, there's no denying the batting talent the young southpaw from Tamil Nadu possesses. And it's not hard to think about the kind of message it sends to the players in general when such calls are made. One can only hope that this has been communicated with her at least, even if only as a backup. I would have personally preferred GK being backed and groomed into that role in Yastaka's absence. Another point I couldn't comprehend was the lack of a spinner. After going for 4 spinners against Australia, India left out 2 of them but still refused to bring in a leg. That too while going in with a smaller squad. This more or less confirms what the makeup of the World Cup squad could look like too. And the final few slots will most likely be picked based on the performances in the series. As the calendar grows and new players continue to influence results, the women's game is entering a phase of sustained global growth. If you want consistent analytical coverage of women's cricket, subscribe and follow the channel right now. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.